What's up everyone? If you're new here, I'm Scott, and in this video we're going to be covering how to write good, enticing copy for your products, even if you're not super knowledgeable about the product itself. Whether you're selling on Amazon or Shopify or really any e-commerce platform, a good product description plays a vital role in the success of your product. The more people that come to your product page or landing page and actually finish through the process of purchasing, the higher your conversion rate. And the higher your conversion rate, the more you can spend on advertising, the faster you can actually scale up your business. And if you're selling on Amazon, conversion rate plays an important role in the organic ranking of your product. So it's certainly something you want to pay attention to. What I often hear from people when it comes to copywriting is one, they're not very good at it, or they just don't know where to start, or they're not very familiar with the product that they're selling, which honestly is quite common. If you're selling in drop shipping or if you're selling on Amazon, you're usually picking out a product that has demand, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're an expert in the product. And that's completely fine. I've launched 3 separate brands on Amazon and a couple different brands that do not sell on Amazon, just purely on Shopify. So out of the many products that I've launched and had the right copy for, I can promise you I was not an expert in every single one of them, yet I was still able to write good copy for it. So what I'm going to be covering in this video is my research method that I do first on every single product I have to write copy for, and then going to be giving you some copywriting formulas to make it easy to write some product descriptions and some bullet points without having to, so if you're not good at copywriting, you still have a good foundation to start with. Also, if you like detailed walkthrough tutorial style videos like this where I show everything step by step, please take a second to like the video. One, that lets me know that you like it, and also helps the channel, helps the algorithm out, and I really appreciate it. Okay, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump onto the computer and get into the first steps. So the first thing I do when I'm going to write copy for a brand new product is Amazon review research. Now, before you say, oh, I've heard of that before, or I already know how to do that, go ahead and keep watching because you probably haven't seen it done the way I do it. And I'm going to show you how to take the reviews and be able to easily analyze them and pull out the gold, the most important parts from them. And I'm going to give you some copywriting formulas to help you turn what you learn from research into bullet points and product descriptions more easily. So the first thing you want to do is put in the keyword for your product on Amazon and search it and look through the listings and find products that are the same as your product. And you want to find products that have at least a couple hundred reviews so you have enough reviews to analyze. Now, if you're in a smaller niche that doesn't have a ton of reviews, that's completely fine. You can use ones with less. And you're going to pull out at least 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 products to take a look at. And once you've found some products to look at, go ahead and scroll down to the reviews. Now, if you're doing this manually, you can have a spreadsheet and you can literally just copy the review and paste it into the spreadsheet. Just copy, paste, copy, paste. Now, if you're like me, the idea of copying and pasting hundreds of reviews and doing all that manually by hand is not ideal. So I use a Chrome extension to make it really easy. I use Helium 10's Chrome extension, but I think there's a lot of other extensions that do this as well, so you can use one of those. But all I have to do is go here and hit the Chrome extension, hit Review Downloader, Extract, and I pull out all the reviews, not just 1 stars or 5 stars. And then just pulls it out just like that and hit export reviews, and I'll put it all into a spreadsheet. And this is what it looks like on the spreadsheet. It gives you all the data like the date, the author, but the most important parts you want to pay attention to is the title of the review, the main part of the review, the body, and the rating. And I like to break up my research into 3 different steps. So I'll do positives, which is 4 and 5 star reviews. I'll do negatives, which is the 1 and 2 star reviews. And then I'll do 3 star reviews on their own. And the reason why I do 3 star reviews on their own is because oftentimes people are saying good things and bad things about the product in the 3 star reviews. And you can gain a ton of insight, unique insight into products from those type of reviews, even more than what you can sometimes from the glowing 5 star reviews or kind of the random 1 star reviews. So I'm going to start with the positives, and what you want to do is go ahead and filter the column to just show 4 and 5 stars. Now I'm using Pages on Mac, but if you're using Excel, it might look a little different, but the concept's the same. Just go ahead, create a filter, just show 4 and 5 stars. Then what we want to do is just copy the title and the body. The title can also have a lot of good keywords and phrases inside of it, so we want to do the title as well. So we'll just come through here, we'll copy all of this, and then once we have it copied, we go into the next step. And this is what I consider the key to my product review research, and that is putting into a text analyzer. Now the one I use can be found at onlineutility.org. There's a hyphen in there, online-utility.org. Just go into text and text analyzer. If you search on Google for text analyzer, you can find a ton of them. This is the one I use. I like it the best. And it's really simple. All you do is go here and you literally just paste what we copied from the spreadsheet into here. You don't even have to worry about formatting. You just paste it, and hit process text. And what this does is pulls out the most used phrases and the most used words that are inside of those reviews. Now, why is this important? It's important because you're getting the language of the market. You're getting the words, the phrases, the terminology, the actual buyers, actual customers are using. And you want to be able to use that inside of your copy because it makes it much more relatable to the person that's reading it. And what I do is create a spreadsheet that lists out positives and negatives. And we're going to go through the list of phrases and words and pull out positives first and then go through and pull out negatives. Now, as far as pulling out positive words, you're going to want to avoid words like fantastic, good. And the reason for that is that those are just generic, right? They don't really add much to the copy. You're looking for unique words or features or benefits that you can pull out. Now, I went ahead for the sake of time. I went through the list and pulled out some examples here so you didn't have to watch me going through this for the sake of time of this video. But for some examples here, just said like a natural way to grow lashes, or lashes are fuller and stronger, volume. And for the negatives, I pull out things like burns, irritating, doesn't work as intended. And the reason why you want to pull out the negatives is because you want to say things that your product doesn't do, right? So you say, our product does not burn, it is not irritating. It does not leave a crusty film on the eyelashes, right? And now when you're pulling out negatives, you can also pull out negative things that people are saying about themselves or the negative situation that the product is fixing, right? So people are saying, my eyelashes were brittle. And that's a kind of a good word you might want to use inside of your copy. So I pulled that out, right? So this will help your eyelashes not be as brittle. Now this next step here is kind of a bonus step, which is going into the questions that are found on Amazon. So if you go to a product listing here, and then you go right above the reviews, you'll see customer questions and answers. Now this is really valuable because you're seeing what people are asking about the product that the product description and listing is not answering for them. For example, here, someone says, has anyone tried this on their eyebrows? Now, if your product can be used on eyebrows, you can put that into your product description. And here they say, tested on animals, is it cruelty-free? If your product is cruelty-free, go ahead and say that, right? Because you want when people are reading your copy, they're kind of getting their own questions answered, right? And this is a valuable way to see what type of questions you should be answering in your product description. So I go ahead and fill out this questions column here with questions I think are valuable that I could answer inside of my product description. The next step is to fill out the features of your product. Now, the features are the particular parts of your product. It can't really give features as an example because they're going to be unique to your product. It could be ingredients, parts, different things that your product has. Now, benefits are going to be what the features actually create for the customer. What's the good that it's doing for them? What problem is it solving? You can go ahead and take the positives from your positive column. Most of those will probably be benefits, and you can put them into your benefits column. And once you have your product benefits column filled out, what we want to do is create more benefits. And how we do that is going deeper, right? So we ask ourselves, what is the benefit of that benefit? And then you can say, well, what's the benefit of that benefit? And what that does is it creates benefits that you probably didn't even think of before, and you probably didn't even find in your product review research. For example, let's say you have an ingredient that is moisturizing, right? Or you have an ingredient, right? And you say the benefit of that is moisturizing. What's the benefit of having moisturized eyelashes? Well, maybe it makes your eyelashes stronger so they don't fall out as much. And it'll make your eyelashes look thicker and fuller. Well, why would someone want their eyelashes to look thicker and fuller? Well, maybe it makes their eyes pop more, or it looks more attractive, or they look better even without mascara. These are just some random examples off the top of my head, but you can get the idea. So even if you don't use all of the benefits that you get, it's a good exercise to go through to create more benefits that we can use inside of these formulas. Now, this first formula is a very simple one, and I should say as well, I didn't invent these formulas. They're pretty common formulas, but they're super useful. So you can take the things that you learned in your product research and just plug and play inside of these. It makes it really easy to create bullet points and product descriptions. So the first one here is probably one of the most used formulas, which is feature gets benefit, right? And you can use words like helps to, allows you to, ending, because of, thanks to. And I put an example here. Thanks to our precision applicator tip, you'll be able to easily apply the serum exactly where you need it. Now, you could take this a step further and add an additional benefit. So you could say, you could easily apply the serum exactly where you need it, so you don't waste extra serum, or so you don't get serum inside of your eyes, and things like that, right? Or you could add a without statement and saying something like, without getting it into your eyes, or without wasting serum. So this next formula here takes the feature and then you give the why or how it's creating the benefit. So for example, the feature would be squalene, and squalene is an ingredient that I found in some of these serums. And what it does is it works as a deep moisturizer, and then the benefit it gets is it leaves your skin and lashes feeling hydrated and conditioned, right? So there's a lot of these different formulas that you can use. If you search on Google, you can find a ton of formulas, and I recommend you do that. And if you have any formulas that you like or that you use, go ahead and put them in the comments below so other people can see them. Now, as the last example here, I went ahead and got a longer formula so you can see the extent to which you can actually take this. So what you do is you take your product name, and this is a product name that I pulled from the Amazon listings, and then you use a power word. Now, power words are something we haven't discussed yet, but are extremely important in your copywriting. And what a power word does is it creates more of an emotional response of the reader, and it really helps punch up your copy and make it more enticing to the reader. Now, if you search on Google power words list, you can find lots of lists of them. I found this list here on sumo.com. So some examples are like inspiring, guilt-free, gripping, awe-inspiring, genius, right? So these are words that really make your copy a lot more enticing to the person that's reading it. So the power word that I chose is the first, right? The first. And then the generic term is just an eyelash growth serum. And then you want to talk about your unique selling proposition. Now, for each product, this will be different, but it's the unique thing that makes your product different from other products, or gives it the main benefit, or makes people want to buy your product more than other people's products. So this particular eyelash growth serum that I looked at has an ingredient called arginine HCl. And that was an ingredient I actually didn't see any other eyelash serums have. So I picked that as a unique selling proposition. And what it does is it creates hair loss, or prevents hair loss naturally. And then you add a without statement, so without irritating chemicals. So when you put this all together, you create a phrasing that is very enticing and actually sells the product to the person. They look at it and they go, oh, I want that, or wow, I have to try this. And it creates that impulse purchase for them to be able to go and buy it. Now, like I said, there's tons of other formulas out there. You can go ahead and search on Google and find some more. But for the sake of the length of this video, I'm going to cut it off there. But hopefully this gives you some good examples to pull from to be able to write better copy for your descriptions. All right, that wraps it up. Now, there's tons to learn about copywriting. This is barely scratching the surface of copywriting as a subject, but it's something that I recommend every single entrepreneur actually learn because you can apply it to so many different things. I hope you at least got a good foundation, kind of a jump off point for writing some copy for your products. And if you enjoyed this video, please take a second to like it. If you're new here, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.